that people fail to understand is that this isn't new. This hasn't started since the 7th of October. We have been under this brutal occupation for the past 75 years. 75 years of genocide. 75 years of ethnic cleansing. 75 years of oppression. The resistance in Palestine is the direct outcome of this brutalization. This 75 years of brutalization. The world was so quick to condemn the attacks on October 7th. But I'm going to give you guys a little history lesson. The resistance organization of Hamas was founded in 1987. I have a list of some of the massacres that happened before the formation of Hamas. And I will read that out to you right now. The massacre of Town al-Sheikh, 1947. The massacre of Deir Yassin, 1948. The massacre of Abu Shush village, 1948. Qalqilia massacre, 1956. Qamar Qasim massacre, 1956. Bel Za'atar massacre, 1956. Sabra and Shatina massacre, 1982. I'd like to go back to the Qalqilia massacre because it hits so close to home. Growing up, I was always told by my parents not to talk to my grandfather about any politics or about the Israeli occupation. And later I found out why. My grandpa lived through the Qalqilia massacre. My grandpa watched as Israeli settlers gathered all the men in Qalqilia and assassinated each and every one of them. He saw his best friend getting shot in the head and all of them thrown in a mass grave. The point that I'm trying to make here is that the Israeli propaganda machine is somehow convinced you and conditioned you to think that the nuclear superpower, the occupying nuclear superpower of Israel is somehow oppressed by a people that have been under siege for 16 years with no army. Make that make sense. Since the start of this massacre, Israel has dropped bombs equivalent to that dropped on Hiroshima. I'll say that again. Israel dropped bombs equivalent to that of a nuclear bomb on a population that's 51% children. Yesterday, as I was writing this, Gaza was going through one of its toughest nights. Non-stop bombardment. I couldn't sleep all night. And the one thing that made this day extra hard on Palestinians and the Gazans was that they cut off all communications and internet off of Gaza. This causes two problems. First off, Israel is trying its best to silence us. Israel is trying its best to get away with what it's doing. But the people in Gaza are doing their best to show the world, and we have to be their voices. We have to be the voices of the unheard children that are dying in Gaza. Second off, the second issue this causes, I want you guys to imagine yourself in that position. You just got hit with an airstrike, your whole family is wiped out. You're the only member of your family that's still alive, and you hear your little sister crying and screaming.